Hello friends, welcome to Led's Lap Guides. Whether you are looking to watch the entire video or just check out one corner that's giving you a little bit of trouble, this guide is your resource to use however you like, however you need this week. Because of some time constraints, today's lap guide will only feature Sardegna, Race B this week. Race C just wasn't in the cards, unfortunately. If that's your track this week that you're really focusing on, I do apologize. I really do try to work on each combo where DR is affected each week. But as this hasn't really happened yet with these guides, I don't think it will happen too often in the future. And also, if Race C is your track that you're focusing on this week, and you plan to race with other human beings on track with you, good luck, because turn one. Without any more delay, let's get to the lap guide. So let's talk about a lap guide at Sardegna. So love this track. One of the things that I want to mention is understeer. There's a lot of propensity for this car, especially if you're in the Viper or another front engine car. A lot of understeer, which can scrub a lot of speed. So getting the car pointed where you want it to really go is going to help you a lot if you end up doing that. Turn one is pretty fun. Let's go ahead and take a look at it on the visualizer. So we have a turn just about beyond 90. So a heavy braking zone, you're coming from like 160 miles per hour. Watch it if while in race, the overspeed is going to be serious. So make sure you're braking early in that scenario. But it's a very nice sweeping left turn, and there is a banking and a dip right here at the apex. And so you really want to aim for that spot. Get the car turned late, trail brake in so that you're decelerating all the way to the apex, and really back up to third gear and rocket out of there. And it can get a little sketch on exit. Be ready for that power oversteer to kick in. You're probably going to need to catch it, okay? So that's what that looks like there. Let's see what that looks like on the actual track. So braking right at the 100 board, braking in a straight line through here, down to second, down to first for that last bit of rotation, up 2 gears for third, and look how straight your exit can be. Now watch, this is where the car can get squirrely, so be careful of that. Make sure you're taking these nice wide entrances for these 2 turns as well, because it'll help you prevent that understeer. This sequence here, we've got a fairly open left-hander into a tighter right-hander, and we're really using the left-hander to set up the right-hander, okay? So we're braking actually just beyond this 50 board. I brake as the 50 goes out of my screen right there. Of course, I'm using chase cam. You know, if you're not using that, if you're using this, it might be a little bit sooner. You're really carrying a lot of speed through this apex, so you're not necessarily slowing to get on the throttle right here. You're actually slowing through the apex to get on the throttle in this area. The reason for that is because you need to set up for the next turn. I find that after you go through that apex and you get to set up for the next turn, you want to be in the middle of the track, okay? And then the next turn, you're in the middle of the circuit right here, and you're really keeping it nice and tight, down to second, down to first, getting the car to rotate nice as you decelerate towards the apex, and back up to third for acceleration through here. So what that looks like on the real track here is you're coming right through here, down to second, or using third still, depending on how well you take the turn. You find yourself in this spot, you have a burst of acceleration after the left-hander, and then immediately back on the brakes, down to second, down to first, get the rotation, up to third. You want to be pointed like this, and on the throttle by this point here. For this turn coming up, we're braking right after the 50. There's like a little hump here, right there, and as the car sort of settles from that, I'm braking right in this vicinity here. A bit of a longer turn, you got to be patient. We'll talk about the acceleration point here in a moment. Quick blip of the brake in this area here. Getting the car to rotate, and we're downshifting all the way to third, possibly second. I find that second gives me a nice little bit of extra rotation. And so we're trail braking, we're decelerating all the way through here. Get on the throttle about the middle of the turn, and then you exit out of it like that. What that looks like on the actual track. So, fourth, braking in, down to third, still braking, down to second, get that extra bit of rotation, and then I'll never forget this. I remember a lap guide of Tidney's from way back. He said, once you see the gap in the trees up ahead, floor it, and you'll make the turn. And it's true. It really is. So floor it right there. But it only works, that only works if you have a nice wide entrance and you've got the car rotated. If you don't have that, you can floor it and you're going to end up in the barrier here. Even here in this, make sure you're getting a nice little wide entrance, because that's going to help with any understeer through this spot. So with this hairpin, it's beyond 90 degrees. It's a tight little bugger. And we're really we're braking deep into the corner, okay? Braking deep into the corner, getting the car rotated, using first for extra rotation. Then it tightens it to the apex. You gotta watch out because there is that wall on the inside. But then you can get on the throttle right in this area, manage the oversteer, be ready with quick hands to catch that oversteer. Because if you do, you catch it fast enough, you're really not going to lose a lot of time. So it's possible to do. And then you rock it out of there. What that looks like on the actual track. We're braking right here, especially if you've carried a lot of speed up the hill. Right here, you got to brake kind of early. Banging down the gears. Just as we're turning, we're down to first, and we're getting this nice wide rotation. And you see how much speed we can carry through here and how well we have the car pointed when we do that. Now we can get the throttle down to the floor, watch for the oversteer, and out we go. Okay, riskiest section of the track, stay wide on this part, lift a little if necessary, because when you get to this point right here, you do not want too much weight on the left side of the car. You want the weight to kind of be planted pretty much. And you don't want to be any more to the left than where you see me right now, okay? The visualizer can help us in the sense of what this racing line looks like, so I'm going to take a moment to do that. This is very helpful because we might think, oh, get turned as soon as possible, and that's going to be the fastest. Well, not quite, because as you see here, even in a turn that's about a 45-degree angle, you still need to get more of the turn accomplished before you get to the apex. It's quick. It's a little blip of the brake pedal. Really, what you're trying to do is you need to drop about 20-some miles per hour and try to stay above 110. Now, if you're trying to do that and you can't, that's fine. But I'm saying that is very possible, and you might as well give it a shot, okay? Get the weight of the car firmly planted on the right side, okay? That's going to give you all the grip you need. If you carry good speed through here, a fifth gear exit is excellent. A fourth gear is serviceable as well, okay? And that's really, I can't stress how dangerous this corner is. But if you start getting a repeatable, comfortable technique, you can be very consistent and quite fast as well. What it looks like on the actual track. Coming through here, fifth gear, dabbing on the brake, getting the weight on the right side of the car, back up to fifth. And it's okay if you get the right tires on the grass a little bit. That's not going to dirty your tires any for the next section, okay? Really do have to get the car rotated early. So you're braking late and deep into the corner once again. In fact, let's do that. Deep into the corner. Get the car nice and rotated, and really Aim to get the car pointed where you want to go. There's so much time here, friends. If you can really get the car around this and get the car pointed to the exit that you're trying to do. So what that looks like on the actual track, braking at just before the 100, slamming through the gears, and really we're turning late, okay? As we're turning, we get to this first gear, and we're trying to get the car wrapped around it. Now, the closer you can get your left tires onto the concrete slabs on the left here and next to the barrier, the better. That's really what you're aiming for. It's tough. It's really hard to get. Trust me. I've tried many times and it doesn't work every time, that's for sure. But as close as you can to there, that's good. Use first gear for rotation, up to second for exit. And this little turn here, don't want to just go over it and without thinking. Carry good speed through here. Turn to the right as you get to the white strip of pavement over on the left here. You want that late turn in so that you can come in. It's okay if you grab a little bit of grass, because you really don't want too much understeer. If you're doing that, you're scrubbing too much speed, okay? All right, and that is a lap guide at Sardegna. And that will do it for this edition of Les Lap Guides, where we are trying to get you to have the best time possible. Be on the lookout for future videos, live streams, and shorts as we put it out on a regular basis. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you haven't already so you can stay up to date on all of those. Until next time, friends, we'll see you.